Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of All Things Local STL TV. I'm Chris Lay, your shop local guy, and I'm coming to you from the ever impressive Outreach Studios. We have a great show in store for you today, but first, I want to remind you to download and register the All Things Local STL app today at getlocalstl.com. In the app, you'll find local businesses, local nonprofit organizations, local events, specials and promotions, and so much more. So if you love local like I love local, then you're going to love the All Things Local STL app. Today on the show, we're going to introduce you to local business owner Beth Trog of Home Plus Inspection Services as she shares the importance of having a proper and thorough home inspection. Then we will meet with April Haskins, Executive Director of the local nonprofit organization Dogs for Our Brave. April's going to share about the impact that Dogs for Our Brave has for our wounded veterans and how they save 2 lives in the process. I can't wait to share these stories with you. We will be right back with Beth Trog of Home Plus Inspection Services. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Buying a home is arguably one of the greatest financial investments, and it is important to have that home inspected prior to completing the purchase to protect you and your family from a very costly mistake. Today, we're going to hear from expert in that field, Beth Trog. She's a partner and the office manager for Home Plus Inspection Services, a locally owned and operated business here in our St. Louis metro area. Welcome, Beth.
Hi, Chris.
Glad to have you here today.
Glad to be here.
I would love to start this off by learning a little bit more about the history of Home Plus Inspection Services.
So Home Plus Inspection Services has been inspecting for about 7 years.
Okay.
Prior to inspecting, the owner of our company and our lead inspector, Scott, who also happens to be my husband, he owned his own remodeling and building company.
Okay.
So he has over 30 years of total home experience.
Wow.
So
Okay.
he was a former roofer. He was a former trim carpenter. He built homes from the ground up. He knows what a foundation is supposed to look like, and how they should look behind the finished scene.
Behind the scenes, right.
Right, which is the important part. As he likes to say, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. So you need to make sure that what's going on behind all the pretty fixer-upper events is what's really important in that home inspection.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I noticed that Home Plus Inspection Services is certified with the American Society of Home Inspectors. Now tell us why that's so important.
In the state of Missouri,
Yes.
there is 0 licensing or regulations for home inspectors.
No kidding.
Anyone can print a business card, go advertise, and claim to be a home inspector with no prior experience, training, or education in the field.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
That is scary.
So American Society of Home Inspectors has been endorsed by the Missouri Real Estate Board as the gold standard for inspectors in this area. So when you become a member of ASHI, which is what it's commonly referred to, American Society of Home Inspectors, you have to go through a number of CE classes a year. You have to perform so many inspections that are audited by the National ASHI Board, and you have to be mentored by another inspector until you complete over 225 inspections in which you become a certified inspector.
Well, perfect. I mean, they're actually taking all the steps to make sure that you are a professional and ready to serve the public.
Correct. There are several other organizations that offer online training and print you out a fancy certificate, and now you call yourself certified, but there's no field training with those.
Gotcha.
And until you are in the field and physically seeing and touching the things that you're inspecting, what you've learned in a book is really just book knowledge.
Makes sense.
And not applied. So it's just really important that you're looking for someone who is not just certified by some course they took online and printed out a certificate, but that they have received training, accountability, and field time with ASHI.
I love that. And I guess I think you would say that ASHI is the gold standard.
They are the gold standard, And to know that your inspector is actually certified, they will be given a gold logo to either display on their website. Many of them wear it on their uniforms.
Yep.
That gold standard really is what you're looking for.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about Home Plus Inspection Services and their relationship to some of the real estate councils in the area.
So as an inspector, a large majority of our business comes from our partnership with a real estate agent. Finding a home inspector relationship is as important as that realtor relationship.
Sure.
There are lots of inspectors out there, and not everyone is the best fit for you as a client or for that realtor partnership. So we are involved in many levels of real estate. We are part of the Missouri Real Estate Board, we're part of the St. Charles Board, we're part of the Southern Gateway Association, and that just keeps us up on industry standards, allows us to participate in training and receiving training, in providing and obtaining CE credits. It really just keeps us into the whole real estate culture and industry of St. Louis.
Okay, perfect. Now, 7 years.
7 years.
And well over 3,000 inspections, right?
Yes.
That you have under your belt. I'm certain that you have a story or two that you can share with potential homeowners about how you've helped people in the process. Can you share one?
Not necessarily a specific one, although there is one that meets this criteria. But, I think the biggest thing when we have a client who has met their realtor, found their home, written their contract, they are invested in this contract, and we come out and we do their inspection, and something that gets found in the findings of the inspection leads them to understand this is not the right home for us.
Yeah.
They've paid for our services, they've put earnest money down, they're all excited about this property, but something in our findings just leads them to say, you know what, this isn't the right place for our family. When they call us back a month later because they've found another property, that they had trust us enough to know that what we found was important and they want us to do that thorough inspection again. We had one lady, we did 4 inspections for her.
Okay.
It was like 9 months of her painstakingly searching for the home, writing the contract, winning the contract, getting to the inspection, and it was home number 4 before she knew that she knew everything she needed to know about that home and was confident she was going in it with the right information.
That says a lot about the integrity and the trust that you build with your clients.
It does.
Absolutely.
It does. And it's hard, but it's hard when we tell them something and we know that they choose to walk away, but we also know that in the long run, we're protecting their investment and their family's decision financially in the long term.
Gotcha. When you shared it earlier, there's a lot of people in the inspection world, but what sets Home Plus Inspection Services apart from the rest?
I think Scott's experience is one of them. A lot of the inspectors out there do have some building inspections, but a lot of them also transition from other careers. So the fact that he really knows what to look for, that also gives him an opportunity to sort of educate the buyer on what it might take to repair something.
Yep.
Everything is repairable that we find in an inspection, but at what cost and how much time? And is that the right fit for their family to look into those repairs? So he has an edge up on that. The other thing is inspectors can be known as the deal killers.
Sure.
We can be known as the alarmist. And if you look at our reviews and you look at what our agents and our clients continuously say, Scott is not that. He trains our other inspectors. We are a three inspector company now.
Okay, good.
He trains all of them to really be honest, but calm and collected and easily explain what the problem is and how it can be repaired.
Perfect.
Without creating any unnecessary high emotions during the process. That's already a highly emotional process.
Absolutely.
Buying a home is emotional and difficult in this market in particular. And so we like to say we keep the clients calm and collected while providing the information they need.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Well, Beth, what do you love about St. Louis?
So I am a transplant to St. Louis.
Yep.
And that's a big deal. I moved here from Wisconsin. Well, I did move here from Wisconsin. I've lived in several other places. I've been here about 20 years. Scott was born and raised in the Baldwin and Pacific area.
Okay.
He will never leave. I'm here for life. But one of the things I love about St. Louis is the opportunity it has to offer the big city feel with the rural areas. It offers the culture of places like the Hill while giving us the history in a town like St. Charles. I love St. Charles. It's Christmas time. I can't wait to get up there again. The festivals, all the activities we have here. St. Louis is just, it gives us the best of both worlds, I feel like, and it provides that opportunity of the big city with the small town feel.
Excellent. I love that explanation
Thanks.
of St. Louis. It's wonderful. I can't thank you enough for being here today, sharing with us about Home Plus Inspection Services, how you help your clients. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
There you have it. Before purchasing your next home, trust the experts at Home Plus Inspection Services to do what they do best and find what you can't see. You'll find Home Plus Inspection Services in the All Things Local STL app, and there you can check out their website or click and give them a call today. Stay tuned. After this break, we are going to meet with April Haskins, Executive Director of Dogs for Our Brave. All right, good stuff.
Reach your audience with Outreach Studios. Studio 17 offers 1,000 square feet of customizable space that can accommodate roundtable discussions, podcasts, live stream content, and much more. For a different look, we offer View 17. This one-of-a-kind event center is fully wired for broadcast and is perfect for corporate or commercial content. With Outreach Studios, the opportunities are endless. Elevate your message, your brand, and your expectations with Outreach Studios.
Welcome back to All Things Local STL TV. Recently, we celebrated Veterans Day here in the United States, and I think it's important to recognize that the freedoms we enjoy every day do not come without a cost. Many of our veterans have wounds, some physical and some psychological. Today, we are going to meet April Haskins of Dogs for Our Brave as she shares how they are helping our veterans by providing them with service dogs. April, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to have you
Thank
here.
you so much for having me, Chris.
Very excited. I think it's a great story that needs to be told about how you became the Executive Director of Dogs for Our Brave. Can you share that?
Absolutely. Well, I've been in sales for years, sales management, and then ironically ended up being an administrator of a memory care. So my career has always taken interesting paths.
Yes.
But with COVID, I decided I needed to make a change. I was at home on a Saturday and Dogs for Our Brave, Executive Director, popped up, and I sent my resume in, but didn't want to wait. So I started stalking the company online, and I found...
Hey, they love that persistence.
They
That's
do.
what it was.
Well, otherwise you get overlooked.
That's right.
So, yeah, I found Sarah Gladstein, who is the founder's daughter, and she's on the board of directors, and I struck up a conversation, and it really worked for both of us. It's history ever since.
Awesome. Absolutely love the way you went about doing that. Good for you. Now, please share with our viewers the mission of Dogs for Our Brave so they understand exactly what it is that you set out to do.
Yeah. So our mission is to professionally train service dogs, like you said, for wounded veterans, whether that be physically or psychologically. We do that by rescuing dogs, but we don't stop there. Where we're different is we do cover that financial need of the dog for its life. So the veteran never pays anything. We cover food, pharmaceuticals, veterinary care, toys, water bowls, you name it. When they need it, we cover that.
That is absolutely astonishing. I love it. I love what you do, and I love the way that you've structured that. Saving 2 lives at once is something that I hear all the time with Dogs for Our Brave. Explain that a little bit deeper for everyone so they really know what that means.
So we could just use puppies and raise them, but what we do first instead is we go to the shelters and we find a dog that's truly in need, and we rescue our dogs, and then we take them through an 18-month training program, thus saving 2 lives at once.
I think that's fabulous. I mean, it's so meaningful. You really are doing something incredible for those dogs and for those veterans and bringing them together. April, it breaks my heart. It makes my heart in a good way.
Me too. Me too.
So I've witnessed firsthand, and I think, again, I shared this with you. I've witnessed that when I walk into Dogs for Our Brave, there's just this energy, this light in your facility. Can you explain why that is?
Yeah, well, we're saving veterans and saving dogs. So it starts with the mission.
Sure.
We don't feel like we're coming to work. Every day when we show up, there's so much passion driven from my staff, our trainers, and then our awesome volunteers that come in and help us keep this training center with 10 dogs in it clean. That's not easy. So everybody comes in ready to work as hard as they can, knowing the harder we work, the more lives we're able to save.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think it does start with passion. You know, when you mention that, you have a personal reason that goes a little bit beyond just looking for a career change, for being involved with Dogs for Our Brave. Do you mind sharing that?
No, I think it's really important that we don't overlook the fact that 22 veterans a day today are still taking their own life.
Right.
They've been lucky enough to make it through combat or through training, and through whatever reasons, that's still happening. And it happened to a dear friend of mine from high school. He did several deployments after going into the Marines after 9/11, and for whatever reason, he took his own life.
Okay.
And so for us at Dogs for Our Brave, we really feel like we're a piece of that puzzle that's going to hopefully lower that number from 22 closer to 0.
Excellent. That's a tough subject, obviously, to ever talk about, but thank you for your passion in trying to reduce that number to 0. I love it. What is currently going on with Dogs for Our Brave as far as dogs that are working with veterans right now?
Yes, we have saved right now 16 veterans in the United States,
Awesome.
and which means we have 16 working dogs. We had 17 though, so as we've grown as an organization, we're going through a few firsts, and we did have our first service dog pass away this year, and that veteran is from Maryland and has already received his new service dog from us.
Now, let's key on that for a second. Your veterans, you bring them to Dogs for Our Brave no matter where they are in the United States.
That's right.
You're located here and you're stationed here in St. Louis. This is where the worldwide headquarters
You got it.
but you can bring those veterans here, and that's, again, at no cost to that veteran.
That's right, no cost to the veteran. So we do service the entire United States of veterans as we're looking at candidates to be in the program. But it is just the little training center here in Dogtown, Missouri that we work from. So yes, we are flying veterans in for a week for their pairing process. We will then fly a trainer to take their dog to their hometown, move
Awesome.
the dog in, and then the
Yep.
trainer spends a week there getting everybody adjusted together.
It's just incredible what you all have worked so hard to develop to serve our dogs and our veterans. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You have a fundraising event coming up in early December, and I definitely want to share with everybody. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. It is a charity auction and sip and savor event, and it is put on by Twisted Tree. It'll be held at the Sunset Event Center, which is right next door to Twisted Tree
Right.
in that same area. We'll have many different bourbons and alcohols that are going to be a part of the silent auction and live auction. It's truly our way of raising the absolute most money this year to support our mission.
Perfect.
So every dollar is going back to the mission that we raise, and I think that's really important. And for those that attend, they'll see a great video showing that the training center, while it's set up perfectly to train dogs, and they live the life of luxury in
They
their
do.
condos.
I love their little condos.
You know, I'm working at a folding table, and I'm okay with that.
You are.
So, you know, it's all about the dogs and the veterans.
There we go. Perfect. All right, April, what do you love about St. Louis? Now, this is going to be controversial for some people.
I know.
I'm ready to hear it, though.
Okay. So I've tried a lot of different pizza, but St. Louis style pizza.
St. Louis style pizza? It
Cheese
rules.
only.
Cheese only.
Yeah.
True emo style with the Provel. Oh,
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
One of my favorites, too.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank
you for
you.
sharing what Dogs for Our Brave is. You can actually get one of those Dogs for Our Brave sweet t-shirts and some other swag right on their website.
Right.
And you can find Dogs for Our Brave featured in the All Things Local STL app, and you will be able to see information about the upcoming charity auction and sip and savor event in the app as well. So you can purchase your tickets for that. Why not do it? And if you'd like to donate or learn more about volunteering at Dogs for Our Brave, you can also find that link inside of their listing in the app as well. We'll be right back to wrap things up for today. Stick around. I want to thank Beth Trog of Home Plus Inspection Services and April Haskins with Dogs for Our Brave for being our guests today. You can find their featured listings in the All Things Local STL app, which is available for you to download and register in at getlocalstl.com. When you use the app, the only featured listings you will find there are locally owned and operated businesses and organizations. So we invite you to join the Shop Local and Support Local revolution and help us keep the St. Louis area strong and growing. I have to thank the amazing team here at Outreach Studios for their support in bringing this show to you. You can find Outreach and their event space, View 17, one of the most spectacular venues in town, in the All Things Local STL app as well. And of course, I want to thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to having you join us for future episodes where you can learn more about all things local. Bye, everyone.